Here's to feeling good all the time.
My name is George. I'm unemployed and I live with my parents.
Hey, you know what would make a great coffee table book? A coffee table book about coffee tables.
I don't have a square to spare. I can't spare a square.
But I don't want to be a pirate!
Hello and welcome to Seincast, a retrospective on all 180 episodes of Seinfeld, being hosted by two guys who can barely run their own lives. My name is Vinnie.
My name's Matt.
How you doing, Hulu?
Oh, my goodness.
Oh, I said it.
We're minor celebrities now.
We are E-list celebrities right now.
E-list. Oh,
Tell
God.
your friends.
So, Vinny, did you watch the Hulu video yet?
You got that straight. I did. I watched the Hulu documentary that premiered on Friday.
Because I know you don't listen to the podcast.
I was going to avoid it like the plague. I hate hearing my voice. I hate seeing myself on film. And because those two things were happening simultaneously, I didn't dare go on Facebook or Hulu. I did not want to see myself through Hulu's eyes in high definition.
Well, I think you looked and sounded great, my friend.
Thanks.
Yeah.
You looked okay.
Yeah.
I did.
I certainly didn't sound all right, that's for sure.
Oh, you were great. I actually did get around to watching it, and I thought it was really nice. It was very tastefully done. But we weren't in there. We weren't heavily featured, which I appreciated. There was a little taste of us, but you heard from all these uber Seinfeld fans and various ways that they had come to be recognized by Hulu, and you got to see a little bit of each of their story. But it was all in culmination of this huge trivia event at the end of the Summer of George, which was put on by Trivia AD, a organization that you sometimes work for and do trivia.
Yeah, do a lot of Seinfeld trivia with them almost, once a week, once every 2 weeks in New York. For those of you that are listening that have no idea what we're talking about, Hulu put together this 16, 17-minute mini doc on Seinfeld fandom and this big trivia event. It's on YouTube. It's also on the Hulu website. You can just Google it. I'm sure it's called They're Real and They're Spectacular.
And they're spectacular.
Something about, we should know, Seinfeld fandom in the Summer of George. It's a great little doc, and I think Hulu just killed it with all the segments with different Seinfeld fans being interviewed, how they celebrate their fandom, and then splicing it together with clips from the show and building that tension during the trivia tournament. It was just really, really well done.
Hulu did a tremendous job with us specifically with everybody knows the Double Dipper feature we do on episodes here. And they were able to put side-by-sides video of various actors taking on two different roles in the Seinfeld universe. So I feel like we actually did break through a little bit. We're part of the glitterati now. Yeah,
hardly. Do you remember the day we filmed our segment?
I remember being really cranky because I was on no sleep driving up to Jersey, and then it was just stressful trying to get into the city and make it there on time, and also try and be somewhat interesting for the folks at Hulu.
I mean, we were treated so well, and I think Forrest and other Vinny and Josh, they did such a wonderful job, like making us feel comfortable and enjoying the process, but getting to it was really rough. And
couldn't have been a nicer crew of folks at Hulu.
Yeah, they were great. I gotta say though, man, I'm still licking my wounds after that comment I made.
Which comment is that, Matthew?
So I want to explain this just in case old listeners and new listeners saw the video, and
I think they're all gone now. After that
I think so. I think our listenership definitely dropped after this Hulu video. At one point,
this guy doesn't know Seinfeld.
At one point during our interview, and keep in mind, no sleep, very stressful morning, and a little bit hungry. I decided to say that Seinfeld has been off the air for 22 years, and if you do the math, that is way off. And I'm seeing this, show up in the documentary, and I'm like, why? Why is that? One, why did I say it? And two, why did Hulu include it?
Did you have that little inner monologue when Jerry says, just a salad, just a salad?
It was worse than that, man. I was feeling so embarrassed. I mean, the documentary as a whole was great, but that moment just killed me. And then I got to thinking, just doing the math, 2015 minus 22 years would have been 1993. And at the time we filmed our interview, we had just finished discussing season 4. So I think in my head I was in 1993. Regardless, the comment doesn't make any sense.
No.
The only good thing to come from it is in 4 years it'll be accurate.
Seemingly. I also think the other good thing is all the good-natured ribbing you received from listeners about the comment on Facebook, too.
Yeah.
Thank you for that.
Yeah, it was pretty bad. I want to give a couple of shout-outs to Jamie and Dave, who were really featured heavily in the documentary, which is awesome.
Good for them.
Yeah, we used to... we didn't used to. We beat them once in trivia, which was huge.
Kick their ass is what we did.
But there are no bigger fans on this planet than Jamie and Dave, so I'm really glad that they got featured heavily. Also, a big shout out to Shane and Joanna, who I met through trivia hosting. I'm glad they got featured as well. They had all the Seinfeld tattoos. Mm-hmm. And also another shout out to listener Ben, who gave us a shout out in the documentary. Hey, Ben.
Thank you, buddy.
Yeah. If you'd like to get in touch with us, you can email us at seincast@gmail.com. Find us on Facebook, Twitter, Tumblr, and Instagram. And if you'd like to support the show, we have two options for you. You can leave us a rating and review on iTunes. You can also donate to the show, which is a huge help. We've got a donate link on our Tumblr page if you'd like to check that out. Huge thanks to the following who donated.
Jeffrey R. from Cold Spring, Kentucky.
Got Dara M. from Queensland, Australia.
Dennis G. from Cambridge, Massachusetts.
Arpit V. from New York, New York.
Jared D. from Seattle, Washington.
Got Bill C. from Sleepy Hollow, New York.
Adam P. from Alma Center, Wisconsin.
Wayman L. from... Oh, God. Issaquah, Washington.
Tim S. from Chicago, Illinois.
Got Kelsey B. from El Dorado Hills, California.
Chris S. from Hoffman Estates, Illinois.
Matthew B. from, Baltimore, Maryland, Vinny.
Jennifer B. from Ben Lomond, California. I think she's related to Matthew B.
I think it's Ben, is it Lomond? Or shoot.
You're like Ben Lomond, California.
And Trevor C. from New Orleans. Huge thanks to everyone who has donated to the show. Well, Vinny, what episode do we have this week?
We are discussing the final episode of Season 5, the 22nd episode, The Opposite, written by Andy Cohen, Larry David, and Jerry Seinfeld, and is directed by Tom Sharonis, his last episode of Seinfeld. It aired May 19th, 1994.
You must be very excited for this episode.
Oh, yeah. I'm very excited.
Let's just get it out there, Vinny.
No, I don't want to get out there. Let's wait.
Oh, come on. It's obvious.
All right. This may or may not be my favorite episode of Seinfeld.
It is.
Yep, this is my all-time favorite Seinfeld episode for various reasons. I think people can anticipate why I like it so much. Mm-hmm. But looking forward to this one.
I never realized how many callbacks there are in this episode.
Yeah.
A lot. Some are pretty obvious. Others are more subtle, like the Double Dippers. In fact, the premise is foreshadowed all the way back in the pilot episode, The Seinfeld Chronicles. Remember when George is trying to give Jerry advice on how to handle the Laura from Lansing situation?
Mm-hmm. In these matters, you never do what your instincts tell you. Always, always do the opposite.
This is how you operate.
Yeah, I wish.
Do you subscribe to the opposite lifestyle? Do you ever try out this philosophy?
I do not. I think it's more suited for a fictional universe, and especially for one, George Louis Costanza.
If you're struggling with, I don't know, an addiction of some kind, or you have some, if you're repeating a lot of poor decisions, mm-hmm. It seems to be kind of like a healthy way to make changes in your life. Isn't that exactly what people do if they need to quit smoking cigarettes?
Right.
Or...
But it doesn't need to be so black and white as to just do the exact opposite of what you've been doing.
So you've never tried this. I'm shocked. This being your favorite episode, you're never like, I'm going to try this once and just do the opposite.
Well, I am employed and I don't live with my parents, so I didn't feel the need to do this. And I also already like chicken salad on rye, so I'm good.
Very good.
Yeah, it might kind of encourage you to just feel the fear, let go, do what the opposite of your instinct is.
Yes.
And you might have less anxiety about doing it. I think it kind of propels you to take chances in a way. Mm-hmm. That's what I'm gathering. But,
absolutely.
I still wouldn't do it.
Well, I think one of the most exciting things about this episode is that we finally get that exterior of Yankee Stadium and we meet George Steinbrenner.
Yankee Stadium, baby.
Now, I might have screwed up a little bit there. We might have seen the establishing shot in the letter Remember when they go to the Yankees-Baltimore game?
That doesn't count. Now we know George is going to be working for the Yankees pretty much for the rest of the series. And that's exciting because, like I think you may have said earlier, this is kind of a turning point in the show.
Yeah, I said that before we recorded, how this is one of the most pivotal Seinfeld episodes because we finally see something change in these characters' lives for the good.
Not only do we have all these callbacks to the first 4 seasons, even season 5 as well, but it's a turning point. George is moving on to a different job. Elaine is moving on to a different job. So kind of what people come to know is like, what does George do for a living? Oh, yeah, he works for the Yankees. And Elaine, she's going to go on to work for Jay Peterman. So it's kind of a changing of the guard, if you will.
Yeah, when we see the office there at the Yankee Stadium, it got me thinking, is there any more iconic set on Seinfeld other than Jerry's apartment and Monk's? Like, to me, it's George's office, even more than George's apartment or Elaine's apartment.
There's the bar where outside of the comedy club, that could be one, but that's not even iconic.
No.
Or would you say when they go to the movies or when they, maybe the Costanza's house?
Yeah, okay. I'll give you that.
Or, Morty and Helen's place in Florida, but even that doesn't feel right.
But there's something about, seeing Yankee Stadium, George's office this week that just felt so satisfying. It's like those early moments where, oh my gosh, we're meeting Babu for the first time, or we're meeting Newman for the first time. This is one of those Chewy, we're home moment,
Yeah.
Okay. Well, a little bit of trivia here about the Yankees and Steinbrenner. One of Larry David's fantasies as a kid was to work with the Yankees, hence how this became a storyline for Seinfeld, which I love. The real George Steinbrenner wouldn't give them permission to be a character because he actually thought they were going to be making fun of him. There was some connection he was making between his name George and the character George. They thought there would be something there. Jerry actually had to call the real George Steinbrenner and convince him and explain, no, we're not making fun of you at all. Now, when it came to actually coming up with the character, because it's not an actor, on camera, really, spouting off this dialogue, it's a stand-in, and Larry David is providing the voice, which is just so iconic, right?
Oh yeah, that's how I think most of us came to be introduced to Larry. Wouldn't you say? It was his voice. Like, who is that Steinbrenner guy? Oh, that's Larry David. He created the show. He writes too.
Oh, okay, whatever.
But that's all I knew. I had no idea who he was, what he looked like, and it wasn't until you come around to the year 1999 and 2000, you see Curb Your Enthusiasm, you're like, that's Larry David, the writer, co-creator of Seinfeld, and he voiced Steinbrenner. Oh, I can hear it in his voice. So it's really weird, like this backwards turn of events that he came to be Steinbrenner. Originally, they were going to cast the role, and Jerry is asking Larry, what would the voice sound like? And Larry says, I think he's going to talk like this. He's going to talk fast and, kind of silly. And Jerry, that impression sucked, by the way. But Jerry liked that impression so much, they said, why don't you do it? And sure enough, he did.
Yeah. Well, one other bit of trivia here that I wanted to bring up, Juji Fruits. I think we should give a little recognition to this candy since this is, I would argue, one of the more popular candies mentioned on the show.
Might be right a step below the Junior Mint.
Oh, good point. Junior Mint, Juji Fruit, then what? Twix?
Or Drake's Coffee Cake.
Yeah, it's more of a pastry, like a dessert.
Okay. Splitting hairs here. But yeah, you're right.
Well, I thought this was interesting. Originally, Elaine was going to go back to the concession stand for Goobers, but it was changed to Juji Fruits, to help pay off the later scene when, she can't tell Lipman about the handkerchief.
I'm glad they did that.
Yes, and I wanted to ask if you remember that little skit on Professor Blastoff.
I want Goobers.
Yeah, okay. That's a joke that I think only a few of our listeners will get. But another thing that I thought was interesting about Juji Fruit, did you know that the shapes of the candies weren't all fruit? Despite not having the flavor, you have pineapple shapes, tomato shapes, asparagus bundle, pea pod.
You got the pea pods? Really?
Yeah.
I'm shocked. I had no idea.
Yeah, my mind's blown. So next time I get the Juji Fruit, I'm gonna look at the detail on them.
I kind of want a box now just to experiment.
Yeah, there you go.
Explore.
Now, the most exciting bit of trivia this week, and we're going to spend, a good 5 to 10 minutes on this, are the infamous Buddy Rich tapes.
Ah, yes.
We get the first of 3 Buddy Rich jokes in this episode, the opposite. And I'm so glad we get to talk about this. If it weren't for the DVDs and the amazing people who put them together, I would have never known about this bit of trivia.
Yep.
This is just so exciting. So to kick it off, I think we'll let Jerry explain.
There's this legendary thing amongst comedians and comedy writers of these bootleg Buddy Rich tapes. Buddy Rich was very famous for doing shows, and he was a drummer, and he had this big band, and he would do the shows, and he would get on the bus, and he would excoriate all the players in the band for playing too loud. And somebody in the back of the bus, his tour bus, one day turned on the tape recorder and recorded these absolutely florid, inspired rants of pure rage and frustration and hostility at the players. And I know almost all of it by heart, along with a lot of my friends. And there are 3 lines in the series that I just took lines from those tapes. One of them is George in the opposite episode when he confronts the guy who's talking too loud in the movie theater. And he says to him, "Would you like to step outside and I'll show you what it's like?"
And if I have to tell you again, we're going to take it outside and I'm going to show you what it's like. You understand me?
No one could write that. Only Buddy Rich could think of threatening someone with physical violence in that kind of terminology. Why don't we step outside and I'll show you what it's like?
Do you remember when you first found out about the Buddy Rich tapes through the DVDs?
Yes, I was immediately intrigued, and I loved, in the same way that we are obsessed with Seinfeld, Jerry, and by his own accounts, most other comedians were obsessed with these Buddy Rich tapes. Mm-hmm. And there was these bootleg things that they would pass around, and they had them memorized. And it was Buddy Rich just going berserk on his band at like 2 a.m. in the morning on some bus.
We'll include the link to the tapes in our show notes. I was going to play some of the audio, but it's pretty rough.
It's hard to make out everything on the tapes.
I don't think most of our listeners would really get much out of it on the podcast. Just explore it in your own time. There's a lot of rage in there. It definitely feels like an inspiration for the J.K. Simmons character in the movie Whiplash.
I could see that.
Yeah, if anyone's seen that. But that line that George uses in the movie theater, "We'll go outside and I'll show you what it's like."
Yeah, it's a tribute in a way. And who would think to phrase it like that? I'm going to show you what it's like. And you'd never heard it prior to this.
Right, and there are 2 other lines in Seinfeld that are Buddy Rich quotes. Now, one is in the butter shave in season 9, and the premise of that is Jerry thinks Kenny is sort of following his act and getting his laughs. So Jerry decides to bomb and, have Kenny suffer as a result. And he uses the line, "We'll see how he does up there without all the assistants." And that was, I think, a reference to Buddy Rich threatening to turn off the microphones for some of his musicians. See how they do without all the assistants? Mm-hmm. Now, what's the third Buddy Rich line?
The third and final Buddy Rich quote in the series comes to us from one of my favorite people on the show, Jerry Stiller, when Frank Costanza went to go visit the Reverend Sung Young Moon in the understudy. He describes what the Reverend said about him. So how did the Reverend describe Frank Costanza? And in Korean, Frank translates it as, "This guy, it's not my kind of guy." So we got George gets one, Jerry gets one, and now Frank Costanza gets one.
Yeah, and apparently that one, "This guy, this isn't my kind of guy." that is Jerry's favorite Buddy Rich quote. So save that one for last there. Once again, we'll include a link to the Buddy Rich tapes in our show notes. You'll actually hear a few of those lines, like "We'll go outside and I'll show you what it's like." You'll also hear "without all the assistants." So it's kind of cool, to get those Seinfeld Easter eggs. And if you want to fall down a rabbit hole, go to YouTube and just watch all of the Buddy Rich videos. Like, I spent an hour just watching him play and being interviewed. He was just a real interesting dude.
Unbelievable drummer. And a character off stage as well.
Yeah, to say the least. I think we should also talk about Tom Sharonis.
Yeah.
Because this, as you pointed out, is his final episode. And it's interesting because you asked me earlier before we started recording why Tom Sharonis left, and I have no idea. I don't think it was on bad terms or anything. This just seems like a transitional episode for the characters, for the crew.
We kind of posited that maybe since the show was starting to get bigger, grander in scope, that maybe they were going to try out a director who either had more experience with that or just kind of get a new look and feel for the series. This was, like we said, like a turning point.
So you think the show was looking to go in a new direction, or do you think Tom wanted to leave?
I would think the show was kind of going in a new direction.
Oh, so maybe he was kind of pushed
Perhaps.
out. Maybe, yeah.
I don't know.
Well, the directing styles between Tom Sharonis and Andy Ackerman are so different.
Yep.
So I think that's a fair, observation to be like, hey, maybe they wanted something new. And it's tough because I think Tom Sharonis didn't really have a lot to work with in those early episodes, very small budget.
Just dialogue for the most part.
Yeah. You don't have the freedom of having like a whole street set to work with and, cranes and a ton of blue screen. But I always liked seeing Tom Sharonis' name pop up. I like, what he brought to the early, grittier episodes. He directed 81 episodes during the first 5 seasons, nearly all, except for, you got the Seinfeld Chronicles, the pilot. That was directed by Art Wolf. The Truth and the Tape were directed by David Steinberg. The Library was directed by Joshua White. And good old Jason Alexander directed The Good Samaritan from
I know
season
him.
3. Yeah, we know that guy. Was there anything about Tom Sharonis' directing style that you really liked, or?
I have trouble picking up on directing style. That's not my forte. I really appreciate when he had a commentary on the disc or when he provided some insight behind the scenes with his interviews. That's what I really liked most about him because he seemed like a really sweet guy. He really enjoyed working on the show and being a part of it. And he speaks very fondly of his time on the show. So that's what I remember most about him.
Tom Sharonis was nominated for a Directors Guild Award for his work in The Opposite. So I think that's, sort of a nice send-off.
Darn tootin'.
But I think that's enough trivia, Vinny. What do you say we get started?
I'll get it on with you, bad self. Yeah, let's do it.
It seems pretty hard to justify, at this point in human history, the existence of men and their handkerchiefs. I mean, they open it up, blow their nose in it, and then put it back in their pocket with their other valuables. Wallet, keys, mucus, yup, got everything. Is it because men can't give birth, or they're just proud of anything that comes out of us? Well, actually, have a monogram sewn onto it. What is the source of pride here? We like to have it sticking up out of a breast pocket of our jacket. I have a snot rag.
I know my dad carried a handkerchief around with him growing up. And I feel like Jerry is responsible for the extinction of the handkerchief as a accessory. Oh, because you don't see too many people carrying them around anymore.
So you think Jerry is the main reason people don't use handkerchiefs?
Single-handedly put the kibosh on handkerchiefs because it's all disposable now.
Right. Well, first scene of the episode, we're at the ocean. George is leaning against the railing along the pier there, just staring off into the distance.
And he looks kind of sad, kind of put out.
Yeah, he's just sort of reflecting on his his loser status. And I was really excited to see this pier, even if it's just the railing, because we'll come back to this pier 2 more times, right?
At least, yeah.
Yeah, with George in the engagement.
And Jerry.
Yeah, in the invitations.
Same outcome happens as a result of going to this pier.
That one, though, you see the couple with the baby, the pigeons.
Yeah. Good things happen.
Yes. This scene, by the way, was filmed at the Santa Monica Pier in California. Next scene, we're at Pendant Publishing. Elaine and Lippman clink champagne glasses, toasting to her promotion.
Oh, is that Buzz Lightyear, I hear? The return of
Very
Richard
good.
Fancy as Mr. Lippman, his 6th out of 10 appearances in Seinfeld.
Still can't believe it. I think he's in at least 20.
No, just 10.
Yeah, jeez.
And I'd like to point out, Elaine is starting to abandon her wall of hair hairdo. I think the bun's coming undone.
What do you think that's all about?
Again, going in a new direction or just trying something new. You know how it's common for actors on sitcoms to always have a new hairdo every season or a new look. I think of Friends, for one. They always had a different look.
I think of Mac and It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia when he gains all the weight.
Beautiful commentary on that. But Elaine really didn't change up her look too much throughout the first 5 seasons.
No, there was the date with what's his name when he took it out. Her hair was done up there. So I always think of this hair choice when she's, I don't know, in this case being promoted, something to celebrate. Mm-hmm. But yeah, and I love the noise she makes in this scene too when they clink. Yes. Meanwhile, Lippman has got a pretty nasty cold in this scene. And then we move over to Monks. Elaine is telling Jerry about her recent promotion and raise.
I don't fool around, baby.
Funny. Elaine was criticizing Jerry for doing one of George's babies recently, but now she's doing one.
It's fun to say. Try it.
Turns out Pendant is in financial trouble, and they're being absorbed by a big Japanese conglomerate, Matsushima. They're actually signing the papers next week, which means Elaine has a long career ahead of her. Of course, Kramer's coffee table book is definitely happening too.
Right on.
And in addition to the promotion, Elaine's back together with Jake Jamel. You know, they're even talking about moving in together.
Boy, she really has it all. I bet Helen Gurley Brown would be very proud of her.
Speaking of having it all.
Is this the most serious we've seen Elaine get with a boyfriend? She's never talked about moving in before, has she?
That's a good point. I mean, George has talked about getting engaged, moving in, but yeah, not Elaine, definitely. Jake Jarmel, I think, is her most serious boyfriend for the first half of the series.
Yeah, because he's come back twice now, and we'll actually see him a third time, but that will be vengeful.
Yeah, and you know, it's funny, you really never see Elaine and Jake really enjoying each other's company.
Always fighting.
Always fight. Every scene ends with a fight, and one storming off. Anywho, speaking of having it all, George shuffles in after spending the morning at the beach.
Oh, the beach.
He looks pretty glum, confesses that it's just not working.
He had so much promise. He was personable, bright. Well, maybe not academically speaking. Perceptive. He always knew when someone's uncomfortable at a party.
Oh, we're getting bleak here. It became very clear to George while sitting at the beach that every decision he's ever made in his entire life has been wrong. His life is the complete opposite of everything he wants it to be.
Every instinct in every aspect of life, be it something to wear, something to eat, it's all been wrong. Everyone.
Tuna on toast, coleslaw, cup of coffee.
Yeah. No, wait a minute. I always have tuna on toast. Nothing's ever worked out for me with tuna on toast. I want the complete opposite of tuna on toast. Chicken salad on rye. Untoasted, with a side of potato salad, and a cup of tea.
Well, there's no telling what can happen from this.
You know, chicken salad's not the opposite of tuna. Salmon's the opposite of tuna, because salmon swim against the current, and the tuna swim with it.
Good for the tuna.
George, you know that woman just looked at you.
So what? What am I supposed to do?
Go talk to her.
Elaine, bald men with no jobs and no money who live with their parents don't approach strange women.
Well, here's your chance to try the opposite. Instead of tuna salad and being intimidated by women, chicken salad and going right up to them.
Yeah, I should do the opposite. I should.
If every instinct you have is wrong, then the opposite would have to be right.
Yes. I will do the opposite. I used to sit here and do nothing and regret it for the rest of the day. So now I will do the opposite, and I will do something. Excuse me, I couldn't help but notice that you were looking in my direction.
Oh, yes, I was. You just ordered the same exact lunch as me.
My name is George. I'm unemployed and I live with my parents.
I'm Victoria. Hi.
Prior to George coming to this revelation and serendipitously encountering this beautiful woman gazing at him from the counter, I'm already loving the setup to this episode. It looks like we have a meaty Elaine storyline where good things are in store for her, and Jerry already burned George with a quick zinger, speaking of having it all. But then we just get the setup for the opposite, which is like, come on, help me out.
It's such an inspiring scene. I mean, the stage direction in the script for this scene says George feels beneath his feet a small but significant shift of the earth. Like you can feel it as an audience member or someone just watching it on TV. Something is changing.
When Victoria says, "Hey, I'm Victoria. Hi," Jason does this ever so slow turn as if this is working. I can't believe this.
Yeah, nothing against the rest of the episode, but this is my favorite scene. Mm-hmm. It's just perfect. We of course, we butchered the dialogue earlier, but from the moment Jason walks in till that slow head turn is just wonderful. This is just classic George.
And the line that I love the most, the one that I identify with is, I always know when someone's uncomfortable at a party. Because I feel like, I don't know, maybe other people feel like they can pick up on that too, but that's what I pick up on. You know?
That's like a Larry David line right there.
Yeah, but I identify with George in that way. And Andy Ackerman, it always stuck with me in an interview. We'll get to him next season. But he said there's a little George Costanza in all of us, whether we like to admit it or not. And that has resonated with me because we all have these things about ourselves we don't like.
That was actually part of the promotion for Curb Your Enthusiasm, like season 5, I think. Remember where it's a picture of like hundreds of people and they all have Larry's face? You're
absolutely right. I remember. But I wholeheartedly identify with that line in that I can, that guy's uncomfortable or that girl does not want to be here. I don't know.
Anyway. Yeah, it's a wonderful scene, and gotta love Jerry, the character, and real life Jerry, his performance as he's just screwing with George. Chicken salad is not the opposite of tuna. Salmon is the opposite of tuna. And I know you love those moments when characters like use their hands to show the action.
I also love just the little bit of nudge that Jerry gives to George. If every instinct you have is wrong, then the opposite would have to be right. Just kind of, inching him along. I want to see what my friend does if he runs with this.
Do you think Jerry is trying to like screw with George, or is he really trying to help? Because again, despite what we said earlier during trivia, I think there is some logic to the opposite philosophy, the lifestyle, especially for someone like George, who really is making so many poor decisions. Yes, the opposite would have to be right.
Yeah, I think it's, this hasn't worked for you thus far. Why not? Mm-hmm. I don't think it might be out of genuine concern for his friend, but it's like plan A is not working. Why not try plan B?
Right. Oh, and we should also just mention that line. My name is George. I'm unemployed and I live with my parents. Maybe the most iconic George line.
Oh, yeah.
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 Okay. Just want to get that out there.
Dee Dee Pfeiffer plays Victoria. Hi. She was in Frankie and Johnny, Falling Down. She was a cast regular on the series Sybil, as well as the TV show For Your Love. She was in an episode of Friends. And she is the younger sister of Michelle Pfeiffer.
There you go.
And for our adult listeners out there, she was in the February 2002 issue of Playboy. Nothing but empty calories and male curiosity. How matter?
Next scene, we're at Jerry's apartment. Jerry's on the phone. Turns out a club is canceling a gig he scheduled for over the weekend, which sucks because it's late at this point for Jerry to reschedule. And Kramer enters pretty giddy. The coffee table book. It's a go. Sorry. Book tour is starting. First stop,
Regis and Kathy Lee.
Are we counting the opposite premise as a callback to an earlier episode?
Why not?
Okay, that's
it's our
one.
Show. We can do what we want.
Number 2, Jerry jokes, hey, Kramer, I'll loan you my puffy shirt.
Oh, and Jerry calls back to that with a little bit of disgust. Yeah, I'll loan you my puffy shirt. And did you see how quickly Kramer was to dismiss? He's like, no, absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely not.
He seemed to be pretty supportive, back then.
Yeah, when he's not wearing it.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yes. So that's the second callback. So the phone rings. Turns out it's a job offer. Turns out it's the same weekend, same money that Jerry thought he had just lost. And Kramer's got a nickname for Jerry now.
Even Steven. I love this episode so much because, I'm sorry, everybody, but the writers, they're able to remain in the realm of realism, but still kind of explore, it's not zany, But they know the character so well that George is always the loser. He's the Biff Loman. Why not? Let's see what he does if he does the opposite. And then with Jerry, things really do have a way of evening out for him. But now they're gonna like play with it a little bit, you know?
Well, it's one of the reasons why, in addition to Seinfeld, I love the original Twilight Zone. And Rod Serling had a quote that I'm gonna butcher about the best stories of the Twilight Zone were about some like unknown invisible forces playing with you and you had no control over them. And I always loved that kind of way that's a really scary thought, you know, that there's forces more powerful than us that are in control of our lives. And that's sort of what's going on here, you know, between George and Elaine. And Jerry somehow is out of the gaze of, you know, whoever's in control.
He's the nucleus, the straw that stirs the drink, you know?
Right. The Mayan.
He's the maestro.
Yeah. So we're in George's car. Victoria's wondering, you know, hey, are you growing a beard?
Why shave? Just grows right back.
Barely recognize this kind of George. He even tells her that he's not interested in how he presents himself. And a guy cuts George off. And just for a moment, you see the real George.
It's about to... he bites his lip. It's about to come.
But instead of laying into the other driver, George says...
Take it easy. Take it easy. It's not the end of the world. Oh, man. Every time that gets me.
So we cut over to the Metro movie theater. I think this is where the stall opened. Do you remember that? They're at the movie theater. Hey, you think I could get hurt if I jump from that?
That sounds about right.
I only mention that because you see a Beethoven or like a Beethoven second or third.
Okay.
God. On the wall. And I remember we saw an exterior of a movie theater marquee saying Age of Innocence and Beethoven's second or third or something. Do you remember that?
I do.
Yeah. So I think this like shot is from, you know, that theater.
Cool.
Anyways. Wow. George and Victoria are trying to enjoy the movie while two jackasses are kicking their seats and being really loud.
Hey, baby, how about a little tongue action, huh?
Yeah, stick your tongue down his throat.
What are we gonna do? Should we just move?
It won't be necessary.
Shut your trunks and stop kicking the seats! We're trying to watch the movie! And if I have to tell you again, we're gonna take it outside and I'm gonna show you what it's like! You understand me?
Now shut your mouths or I'll shut them for you. And if you think I'm kidding, just try me. Try me. Because I would love it!
And there it is. Buddy Rich quote number 1. Rolando Molina plays punk number 1. He was in Bruce Almighty, Next Friday, Crazy Beautiful, Eagle Eye, as well as Cake, Primary Colors, Virtuosity, and Menace to Society. And then Michael Friedman, the other punk, number 2, his only acting credit.
Oh, really?
Yeah, the only one.
Who hasn't been in this situation?
Everybody can relate to having to deal with the obnoxious moviegoer, whether it could be somebody just kicking your seat, talking too loud, you know, taking your side of your portion of the elbow room.
Well, what is up with that, man? If you're next to a stranger, I will never put my arm on the armrest.
It's going in my lap if I got a stranger.
Yeah, and then I kind of test it out. I'm like, oh, let's see what he's doing. Yeah. And I put my arm up, and he's not only on the armrest, he's over on my side.
He's not budging.
Has this ever happened, though, when we see a movie? Like, have you ever seen me say something or get angry?
I think I've seen if people are being loud, you will do the half turn, but that's as far as you or I will go.
Yeah, half turn is sort of the max.
Jerry called it. Because nowadays you will risk getting punched in the mouth. So why bother?
Even worse, actually. You know, there are like some cases where people have like been killed because they tell someone to be quiet.
Yeah, my feeling is talk if you want. Don't kill me.
Yes. There's nothing worse, though, when you do say something, and then, I don't know about you, but like I'm filled with adrenaline, so I can't even enjoy the movie afterwards if they are quiet.
You're talking, it's the coming attractions.
Yes. So then we cut over to George's car. George and Victoria are waiting outside her place, and she wonders if he wants to come up since it's only 9:30.
Can you say a little more sultry like Victoria would say it?
It's only 9:30.
George, of course, doesn't think that they should. They don't really know each other very well.
Who are you, George Costanza?
I'm the complete opposite of every guy you've ever met.
I know why you love this episode so much. You've said it before. George is winning, right? Like he's...
Finally.
Yeah.
Finally, things are going his way. The job is coming. The beautiful girl, he may move out of his parents' place. Like, it's so satisfying for me.
Mm-hmm. And it makes you wonder why it took them 86 episodes to do this. Why not try this out sooner? But you really have to hit rock bottom before you can start.
Oh, and he has.
Yeah. Anyways, we're at another movie theater this time. It's Cineplex Odeon. And Elaine is in the lobby when the manager comes up to deliver a message. Turns out Jake has been in an accident. I always think he's going to say he's been stabbed, but that's the other guy.
Okay.
Anyways, the manager says that he got sideswiped by a cab. He's all right, though. He's at St. Vincent Hospital. And just as Elaine walks away concerned, stops, pivots, thinks for a second, and then walks up to the concession stand.
Could I have a box of Juji fruits?
French Stewart as the theater manager who went on to fame in Third Rock from the Sun as Harry Solomon. His second acting gig.
Yeah.
He was in Stargate, Leaving Las Vegas, McHale's Navy, Hercules, Home Alone 4, and multiple spots on various TV shows, including a recurring role on the current show Mom.
Okay. I was wondering what happened to him because he was huge on Third Rock.
I looked at his IMDb page. He's all over in recurrent bit spots here, there on all these popular TV shows. I just didn't have enough, too many to name.
Nice.
And then Oscar Jordan was the counter person, the one who gave her the Juji fruits. Mm-hmm. He was in Don't Tell Mom the Babysitter's Dead, A Few Good Men, and Life.
Oh, very good. So we cut over to St. Vincent Hospital. This was in the West Village. I mean, it's still there, but I think it closed, 4 or 5 years ago? Mm-hmm. I don't know what they're going to do with it. Or what they have done with it since. Do you have to bulldoze them?
That's a good question. I'm not certain if they... my only experience is the Dark Knight Rises, where... Or no, not the Dark Knight, sorry. Take that out.
Anyways, Elaine's sitting with Jake in his bed, hearing all about the accident.
That is so terrible, Jake.
She's really going to town on those Juji fruits. What's up with that?
Let's see how many I can fit in my mouth.
Where did you get those?
At the movies.
Didn't the theater manager give you the message before you went in?
Yeah, he did.
Then when did you get those?
Right after that.
So you heard that I was in a car accident and then decided to stop off for some Juji fruit?
Well, the counter was right there. And
I would think under the circumstances it would have sent you running out of the building. Apparently it didn't have any effect on you.
No, it did.
If you got into a car accident, I can guarantee you I wouldn't stop for Juji fruits.
But Jake...
I would like to be alone now, please.
But Jake, I didn't...
Good night.
I love that last line. That delivery.
What a dick he is.
Dick?
Marty Rackman returns as cop number 1. Or as Jake Jarmel. But remember, he first appeared as the officer in The Trip Part 2. This is his third of 4 appearances on Seinfeld. The first was as cop number 1, and the last 3 are as Jake. We'll see him one more time in The Scofflaw.
What was the episode? Was that Sniffing Accountant with the exclamation points?
Myra had the baby.
I think it was, because they write the letter to the Sniffing Accountant.
You're right. Yeah. It's got exclamation points all over it.
Right.
What do you think here? Is Jake right in his way of thinking or his emotions to be that upset with Elaine for getting food? How would you feel in this situation?
I think it's totally acceptable.
I wouldn't have minded.
But if I'm in Elaine's situation and this guy, not my kind of guy, is trying to start a fight, I would have definitely said, oh no, I picked these up in the lobby. Or I had them. I bought them before the movie.
Judgment, Elaine. You exercise no judgment.
But as we know, Jake and Elaine, despite being such a serious couple at times, they are not good for each other whatsoever.
No.
And as Jake put it, good night. He's such a little brat as he leans back, with his hands behind his head.
Yeah.
Oof.
And I wonder, I'd like to know if, when and if we meet Larry, this storyline of Elaine eating so many juju fruit that it cost her relationship, that seems so unique to make up. That seems like one of those stories where it happened to somebody, and they got in a fight with somebody that broke up over, I was eating too many candies, and he got, you know what I mean?
Yeah, but at the same time, it just feels like a Larry idea. You know what I mean? Like a Curb moment.
Right. I just would love to know if that's real or not, or if that happened to a friend of his or something.
I love the idea of, anytime we bring up Larry, what are we going to ask him? We have to make sure we ask him we waste the most stupid questions on him.
We ain't asking when we see Larry David. We're just going to be like, bye. That's all that's going to happen.
We would walk away. We would run away?
Yeah.
Oh, boy. No, I think what we should do is just quote the show. Like, hey, remember this line?
Yeah. That was really awesome.
Next scene, we're at Jerry's apartment. He's playing poker with some of his friends, and they're going over their wins and their losses. And wouldn't you know it, Jerry
broke even.
I love this scene because you pointed out a few episodes ago how Elaine plays poker with her friends.
Yeah.
And now we have the Jerry poker friend scene.
Girls' night, guys' night. You recognize any of those friends?
I recognize two of them.
You double dipped the chip.
Double dipped? What are you talking about?
Marvin Braverman plays poker player number 1. He was the cop in the handicap spot. He's the one who busted Frank Costanza for parking in a handicap spot.
And he's to Jerry's left, the one that won 50.
He was also He was also in Sour Grapes, this fella. Next, we have Jeff Barton, who plays poker player number 3. He was the paramedic in the alternate side. Who put cookies in his mouth?
He's the one with kind of that long hair. He's to Jerry's right. So 2 double dippers in this poker scene.
That's a first, I think. Double dipped in the same scene.
Sorry, I skipped poker player number 2, I guess.
Well, good reason, because this is a single dipper. Wesley Thompson, who was in Casper, he plays poker player number 2. He was in Casper, Infestation, Smiling Fish, and Going on Fire, and LA Story. And then finally, we have Jeffrey Von Mayer, who was in the movies Child of Grace, The Cellar, Cowboys and Indians, and Islander. Now, I have a little bit of a discrepancy with his credit list because on his demo reel, it shows that he was the MC in a season 4 episode of Curb Your Enthusiasm, the one who was running the karaoke when Larry goes on stage. And if you watch the video, I believe it's him, but it's not listed on his IMDb, so he doesn't have a credit.
That's wild. I mean, you watched Curb recently. You definitely say it's him, right?
I ain't swearing. I don't want to swear. But I have a feeling it is him. But I don't know why he doesn't have a credit. But it's in his demo reel on IMDb.
So, we do this whole double dipper thing here. I can't wait when we do Curb to say, oh, this is that actor from this episode of Seinfeld,
We're doing Curb?
Oh, God. Well, everyone seems to think we're doing Curb, Vinny.
Not everyone. No, but if we do Curb, we need a cool name for somebody who dips in the Seinfeld universe and the Curb universe. Like the crossover.
Sure.
Thinking something along the lines of Worlds Collide or something like that.
Oh, okay. Anyways, we're at ABC Studios on the set of Regis and Kathy Lee. The hosts are about to announce their guest. Gotta say, it's really good. I don't know about Kathy Lee, but it's really good to see Regis Philbin.
Yeah, he's a sweet old guy and he never ages.
Never, dude. I googled his image today. He no longer dyes his hair; it's all like white, silvery, and he looks fantastic. He's got to be in his 80s.
He's on some sort of regimen or something.
Something about his voice and just he's a very frantic kind of guy.
Yeah.
Really feels nostalgic of all things. Really comforting.
Mm-hmm. Michael Richards actually flew to New York to film on the set of Regis and Kathy Lee for this.
There you go. So this is very similar, kind of bookends with Jerry appearing on the Today Show in the puffy shirt.
You got that straight.
So Regis holds up a copy of the Coffee Table Book of Coffee Tables by Kramer. Hideous design.
Oh, but I wish they made it. God. From far away, it reminds me of the Nirvana Nevermind album.
Yes.
It's rippling water, but from far away, it looks the same.
Right, but it is ugly. Vinny, I promise you, one day I will make you a copy of this.
Please.
I'll print off the dust jacket.
I want the fold-out legs, too.
Oh, yeah, I'm doing it all, and I'm going to gift it to you. One of these days.
Make it happen.
It's going to happen. We should also note, before Kramer comes out, that this is the first use of the term bonkos.
Matt, it's actually pronounced bonkos.
Man, the trivia behind this bonkos is just insane. Maybe we should get into it now before we play the clip so you can just imagine what's going through Regis's head. As you pointed out, Vinny, they actually filmed this on the set of Regis and Kathy Lee. Regis, when he read the script, was not happy with the term bonkos because he wasn't confident that the word was funny. He even requested Jerry and the writers, please, don't use this word. Can we come up with something else? Jerry actually loved it. He thought the word bonkos was hilarious.
And for good reason. Jerry knows what's funny. Larry knows what's funny. Bonko stays.
And I found this quote from the New York Post about Regis looking back, filming this episode. This is Regis. Quote, I had never said the word bonkos in my life. I'd never even heard the word. I mean, it wasn't funny. And why should I become the only Seinfeld guest in history who never got a laugh? Kramer was a hilarious smash. Me and bonkos, on the other hand, we got nothing. Not even one laugh. Only silence. I mean deafening silence. I will never forget that silence, nor will I ever get over it. It remains embarrassing to this day.
Wow. Bonkos is great, and that's something we quote. It's bonkos.
I remember, though, the first time I saw this episode, how weird that was, because I'm like, what is bonkos? Is that a word?
I've heard of bonkers.
Oh, it's your cat.
It's his brother, bonkos. No. I never heard of bonkos either, but I like the way Regis delivers it.
Oh, I do too. I'm not embarrassed for Regis in any way, but he is right. There is no laughter from the audience. So just keep that in mind when we play this clip in a little bit. What's going through his mind every time he says it. I think he says it 3 or 4 times, right?
Yeah, I told you this guy's bonkos.
So Regis invites Kramer out, who's wearing this, it looks like a velvet suit, doesn't it?
It is velvet. Complete with ascot, black and white, two-toe shoes.
Botticelli's.
Yes, and an extended kiss, maybe with tongue, with Kathy Lee.
What is the story behind this, do you think? I
for it.
Well, Michael liked to rehearse everything before he did a scene and really work out everything with guest stars and whatnot. So this was obviously something they came up with. But I'm just surprised Kathy Lee went along with it.
She was a good sport for it. And it's so much funnier, the fact that Kramer would take liberties with Kathy Lee in, the Seinfeld universe.
Right. So,
and then to top it all off, after the kiss, it looked like a good one. He planted one. He trips getting into his seat.
Yes.
So, coffee table book about coffee tables.
Yeah.
Where'd you come up with this idea?
Well, I'll tell you, Regis. Actually, this is a true story. I was skiing at the time.
When I'm skiing, Kramer, I'm trying not to kill myself. You're writing books.
Yeah. Well, now, you kids don't go out and try that. You stay in school.
Have you always had an interest in coffee tables? Because really, I love coffee tables, and I thought I was the only one.
See, the beauty of my book is, if you don't have a coffee table, it turns into a coffee table.
Look at this.
Is that fabulous? I want one of those.
Did I tell you this guy was bonkos?
This coffee table is full of pictures of celebrities' coffee tables.
That's true. That's right.
Yeah? Well, I'm not in there. Where's mine?
Oh, it's on file right here.
I'm telling you, this guy's bonkos. He really is.
But he's adorable.
Yeah, he is. He's a nice-looking guy.
It kind of gets buried in the mix, but Kathy Lee says, all over my Kathy Lee casuals.
I had never picked up on what she was saying until today. I got to see the captions, and it said, right, like you said, Kathy Lee casuals. Apparently that was a line of clothing that she had back in the 90s.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, wow, it makes so much sense now. Remember the allegations that came out with her using sweatshops to make those clothes?
Of course.
And that's the first thing I thought of when I'm like, Kathy Lee casuals? I had one of those aha moments.
Yeah, good. I actually completely forgot about that. That totally slipped my mind.
I do remember that, yeah.
Yeah, wild. Well, let's talk about the clip, because this is a wonderful scene. Where the hell did Kramer come up with this, origin of the coffee table book?
Maybe it sells better when you say, actually, I came up with a skiing versus we witnessed him come up with that idea in the Cigar Store Indian episode after they went bowling. Yeah. It was at the Costanza's house.
Yeah, it's pure.
Get it?
I love that line from Kramer, too. Now, you kids don't go out and try that. You stay in school.
Yeah, he seems so genuine and just, I don't know. He's a great person, that
It's
Kramer.
like he's imitating people who are in this situation.
That's a good point. This is how you're supposed to act on television.
And that reveal of the coffee table legs, or the coffee table book legs, that reaction from the audience is just gold. I mean, they did not see that coming at all.
Oh, yeah.
Love that.
I still say his idea previously was to have a built-in coaster. Should have been in there.
Yeah.
I had one other idea. I feel like we're starting to, in this same vein of spin-offs, where us as well as the listeners are coming up with kind of, in hindsight, kind of cool ideas for, what if they had done this? What if they had done this? And I was thinking, remember at the end of season 4 when they shot the pilot, we had all these quick shots, these smash cuts to different actors reprising their roles from, earlier in the season. We saw Calvin Klein, we saw Ping and Cheryl. Bam, 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 bam. How cool would it have been to see Kramer sitting at various coffee tables with different celebrities to kind of see where he got his ideas from and who would have made the book? It would have been a great opportunity for a finale, season 5 finale, to have some guest stars.
Oh, yeah, I could see
yes?
that. Sure.
Yes?
Yeah,
no,
no,
yes?
totally.
Yes?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, that's really not the Seinfeld style to have a lot of people playing themselves.
Right.
Like this week, it's... But I like that. That would have been a kind of cool experiment and something to, something special to bring to the finale. Mm-hmm. What do you think caused Kramer to spit the coffee out? I mean, too cold?
Perhaps, or he thought it was decaf, cappuccino, and it was caffeinated. I don't know.
Maybe.
I got nothing.
Either way, he didn't like it. Next scene, we're at Jerry's apartment. Elaine is telling Jerry about the Juji Jarmel incident, and Jerry makes a good point. Why not just eat him in the cab?
Because she got popcorn too. She ate that first.
That's a good trivia question. Like true or false?
Oh, yeah.
Elaine bought popcorn and Juji fruit.
I wonder what size popcorn that was.
Medium's large, large is jumbo. So Jerry tells her how he broke even at cards last night. Always breaks even, He lost a job, got a job, missed a TV show. Later they reran it. Missed a train, went outside, caught a bus.
It never fails. He always breaks even.
Elaine asks for $20. Jerry hesitates and gives her a bill when she crinkles it up, tosses out the window.
What the hell was that?
Let's see if you get the $20 back.
You could have thrown a pencil out the window and see if that comes back.
And this is when George enters.
Hey, I just found $20. I tell you this, something is happening in my life. I did this opposite thing last night. Up was down, black was white, good was bad, day was
nice.
Yes!
So you just did the opposite of everything?
Yes! And listen to this. Her uncle works for the Yankees and is going to get me a job interview. A front office kind of thing. Assistant to the traveling secretary. A job with the New York Yankees. This has been the dream of my life ever since I was a child. And it's all happening because I'm completely ignoring every urge towards common sense and good judgment I've ever had. This is no longer just some crazy notion, Elaine, Jerry. This is my religion.
Well, I guess your messiah would be the Antichrist.
Come on, let's go.
Elaine, a 20?
Oh my God.
What if they had a lady in the audience going, "Oh my God"?
Oh, that would have been good.
Oh, there you go.
Oh, and when you were listening to the commentary, did you hear when Larry commented, Elaine goes, "It's not like I went across the street. I bought the Juju fruits and I got in a cab." Larry made a comment saying, "I'm surprised you didn't have a discussion of other candies you would have gone back for. I could see if it was a Clark bar." Oh, it was such a brilliant observation. It's like his mind is so finely tuned to
the style of the show.
Yeah, and that floored me when he's like, "Yeah, why? I'm surprised you didn't do that." Mm. Oh, I love this guy. Love the show.
So we get an act break, and we're at Pendant Publishing. Kramer stops by Littman's office, and he takes a moment to greet the Cigar Store Indian. I would say that's the third callback.
Count it. Book it.
Direct to the cigar store Indian. What does Kramer suggest for Littman's cold?
Vitamin C with rose hips and bioflavonoids.
Well, Littman caught Kramer's appearance on Regis and Kathy Lee and thinks it would be best if he didn't do any more of those shows.
Oh, what about Sonia Live? You're not canceling Sonia Live.
It's out.
She's a doctor. I got a thing for her.
Well, he's got a thing for her. We cut over to, here we go, Yankee Stadium, and I can't believe, we're finally getting this iconic establishing shot and then cutting to that blue carpeted office.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
George is going over his previous work experience with Victoria's uncle. He doesn't have a name, but in the script, I guess he's known as Cushman.
Mr. Cushman.
Mr. Cushman.
Why don't you tell me about some of your previous work experience?
Alrighty. My last job was in publishing. I got fired for having sex in my office with the cleaning woman.
Go on.
All right. Well, before that, I was in real estate. I quit because my boss wouldn't let me use his private bathroom. That was it.
Do you talk to everybody like this?
Of course.
Well, my niece told me you were different.
I am different, yeah.
But I gotta tell you, you are the complete opposite of every applicant we've seen. Mr. Steinbrenner, sir. There's someone here I'd like you to meet. This is Mr. Costanza. He's one of the applicants.
Nice to meet you.
Well, I wish I could say the same, but I must say, with all due respect, I find it very hard to see the logic behind some of the moves you have made with this fine organization. In the past 20 years, you have caused myself and the city of New York a good deal of distress, as we have watched you take our beloved Yankees and reduce them to a laughingstock, all for the glorification of your massive ego.
Hire this man.
More callbacks. We first had a reference, George getting fired for having sex in his office with the cleaning woman.
That's
four. Reference red dot. Mm-hmm. And then we have another one. I was in real estate and I quit because my boss wouldn't let me use his private bathroom. Revenge.
Yeah.
And Mr. Cushman, the late, great Paul Gleason. This guy's awesome. Familiar face, familiar delivery, that voice. He was in Trading Places. He was Clarence Beeks. He was in The Breakfast Club as Richard Vernon. Merry Christmas, Beeks. Yeah, he was in Ewok's Battle for Endor. I didn't know that.
It's a forgettable role, but Wilfred Brimley's in there too. Henry Atkins,
the Postmaster General.
There you go.
Paul Gleason was also in Die Hard. He was the police chief. He was in Loaded Weapon 1, not another teen movie, where he reprised the role of Richard Vernon from Breakfast Club. And he was in
Eeny, Meeny, Miny.
Mo.
Your mother was a
Ho.
He was a funny clown.
Bobo.
Okay. We do love that movie.
Oh man, it's so good. And he was also in Van Wilder.
Yes. Yeah, Paul Gleason, man, one of the best character actors the show ever landed. Yeah. And it sucks he gets wasted in this one scene.
I know, bring him back.
I mean, he really has nothing funny to do here at all.
No, didn't utilize him well at all. But happy to have him.
Yeah.
Did you notice the office they're in? That would eventually become George's office.
Yes, I did notice
so that's the first thing. And then in this whole theme of George doing the opposite, did you notice what he's wearing to his job interview?
No.
It's just a polo shirt and his jacket. Oh. No suit, no tie.
Sure, yeah.
Which is great. I never picked up on that either, but he's wearing the opposite. No shave and no formal attire.
You know, I never really thought of it that way, just because he wears the same outfit for most of these scenes. He should have put something in his teeth, like a bit of spinach or something.
There you go. Yeah, because we saw him with the suit when he went nuts at Renitzi's.
Yes.
Working for the name. What's the name of the...
Oh, I don't remember.
Team player here at Mackenzie.
There you go.
Thank you.
Yeah, so this scene kind of confused me because, this is Mr. Cushman, Victoria's uncle. We'll never see him again. We'll never see Victoria again.
Yep.
So is Cushman the assistant to the traveling secretary, or is he the traveling secretary?
Not certain. I tried to look at the door. It has a name kind of stenciled on the door, but it's cut off. I couldn't see the full name of his title.
I mean, since it's the same office, I just like to assume that for whatever reason, George replaces this guy.
And we could also, kind of have some fun and say that George Steinbrenner fired Cushman.
You know, it got me thinking too about, Mr. Morgan, great character, Mr. Wilhelm, another great character. It would have been so cool to see Mr. Cushman in that, in that trio, sort of.
Oh, or have him come back to the Yankee Ball would have been cool. And he would twirl.
Wait, Mr. Cushman would twirl?
Yeah.
Okay. That's interesting. Okay, Vinny's quit the show.
No, I'm here. I'm here. And we also get introduced to, the first time, George Steinbrenner.
Yes. Huge.
Nice to meet you.
Didn't Liz do that when she met you?
I believe she did, and I loved her instantly, and I still love her today.
Yeah, when my wife met Vinny for the first time, 7-8 years ago, she was not referencing this episode at all. She just said, nice to meet you, but said it just like George Steinbrenner for some reason.
That's the genius of Liz, because she'll say things for no reason, and it'll be like, that's from Seinfeld, or that's, she's channeling you, I think. Why you're so good together.
Nice to meet you.
Also worth noting, there was some additional scripted dialogue that was cut. Instead of Mr. Steinbrenner saying, hire this man, originally it was scripted to say, hire this man. He's got backbone. He reminds me of me. At least there'll be one person around here I won't have to worry about talking behind my back.
There you go. So, I'm not a big baseball guy, but controversial figure at the time?
I think so. I was an Oriole fan growing up, so back in Maryland, everybody would say how he's just buying championships and all, he's... he didn't have to deal with a salary cap to get all these high-profile players that other teams couldn't afford, and that's how he was able to bring all these big names in to win all these World Series. But if you're a New York fan, you can't argue with all the championships he got for them. Mm-hmm. So we're just jealous.
There you go. Well, let's cut over to Pendant Publishing. Tina, character we haven't seen in a while, she's stopping by to see Elaine.
Please.
Oh, she's here right now. Hey, Tina.
Hello.
Now, I was going to call her Elaine's roommate, as we saw her in The Truth, remember with Kramer coming back to bed? And
Kramer.
Remember in The Deal, who ate my cake? I can't do the voice. But Elaine says something here that is blowing my mind. She's my ex-roommate. She moved out 4 years ago. Elaine has been subletting her apartment from her. So can you explain this? Like, what does that mean? How can they be ex-roommates? And how did Tina move out 4 years ago?
Well, when was the Truth episode?
That was season 3, so 1991? Maybe 92?
Okay. So that's still not 4 years, right?
No, it's 3. And Elaine has been subletting her apartment from her, meaning they used to be roommates. Maybe it means this. Elaine and Tina were roommates. Tina moved out. Elaine has been subletting her apartment.
Right.
So Elaine's been renting out that room to other people?
Perhaps.
Okay.
Perhaps there's a roommate that we don't know about, or she wanted both rooms.
So I guess we should just throw it to our listeners, because I have a feeling there's a very simple explanation of this that we're missing.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
So if anyone can explain this, how Tina moved out 4 years ago and how they can be ex-roommates, because I think Elaine always referred to Tina as her roommate.
Yeah, right. That's how I thought. Mm-hmm. Not a native speaker.
But anyways, Tina is there to tell Elaine that she's getting kicked out. And what are the reasons, Vinny?
Well, like last Thanksgiving, you buzzed up a jewel thief.
I didn't know who he was.
That's why there's a buzzer.
What else?
Well, apparently the week after that, you buzzed up some Jehovah's Witnesses and they couldn't get him out of the building.
What else you got?
Well, let's see. Siobhan Fallon returns as Tina Robbins. Love this character.
Yeah, she's great.
Her third appearance. She was in The Deal, The Truth, and The Opposite. Oh, and did you notice she still has the water bottle? I was drinking. I was in these booths where you fire into the clown's mouth. She still had the water bottle. Such great attention to detail there.
And I want to apologize to any of our listeners that had to hear our pronunciation. What did we call her? Siobhan Fallon?
Oh, we effed up big time the first time. And we, instead of being smart podcasters or having attention to detail, we could have went and found the correct pronunciation. We just made it up.
Yeah, Siobhan.
But it's it's Siobhan. Sorry, Siobhan. We love you.
There were some more complaints in a deleted scene that I wanted to bring up. So she would then read off the list. Mm-hmm. What else you got?
Annoying wind chimes. Feeding pigeons on the ledge. Canadian quarters in the washing machine.
Which will pay off later. So
Ooh,
there you go.
Yeah.
That is pretty bad, though. Wind chimes, feeding pigeons, and I guess breaking the washing machines with Canadian quarters. I love whenever Canada comes up on the show.
Mm-hmm.
Can you think of a few other examples?
I've
only got two, and they relate both.
In addition to this?
Yeah, they relate to Kramer.
I'm stumped. 2 Canada references on Seinfeld.
At least 2. One is in regards to the Super Bowl. Like, does Kramer want to go to the Super
Canadian
Bowl?
football
Yeah.
and Canadian Parliament.
There you go. Yeah.
Damn.
Anyways, we're at Monk's. Jerry is having coffee with Rachel. Hey, she's back.
Rachel!
Seems like he's testing some material out on her. You know, the big advantage of homosexuality is if you go out with someone your size, right there you double your wardrobe.
The lean back on, he's got the one arm over the arm of the booth. So casual about it.
Oh, yeah.
And this is what we were talking about earlier and how this episode feels really grand, really expansive in a way, because all these characters are coming back from the universe. We saw Tina. We saw
Lippman, or
we saw Lippman. We saw Hiram Caston as Michael, one of Elaine's coworkers. Jake Jarmelo's back. Now we have Rachel returning. So all these people in the verse are coming back.
It's sort of like you need to bring all these familiar faces and plot points back in order to move on. Like, we need to go back before we can go forward.
Ooh, that's brilliant.
I think J.J. Abrams said that about The Force Awakens.
Okay.
So. Did you notice, as she's trying to break up with him, he's almost waiting for it?
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Yes. Like he's almost willing her to do it. Like, go ahead. It's okay.
Well, he knows. Go ahead.
Yeah.
We know what's going to happen.
Well, he's totally fine with ending things, He'll meet somebody else. That's fine. Things always even out for him. He even leaves money for the bill, wishes her good luck, and heads out.
She'll be coming around the mountain when she comes.
Such a great song choice.
And he's got a skip in his step as he's leaving Monks. If only all breakups could end like that.
Well, that got me thinking, actually, about the scene with, what's her name? Mulva, Dolores.
Yeah.
In the Foundation. Remember when he's telling her about breaking up with Jeannie Steinman?
Yeah.
And she says, oh, come on, there's no such thing as a mutual breakup. And Jerry says it was the world's first.
Right.
This is the first one, right?
Well, Jerry didn't want to break up. I could argue.
Yeah, well,
you could argue too. You make a valid point. He didn't fight it. He didn't, turn his key simultaneously with her.
Turn your key.
But it wasn't like he wanted to break up.
That's a good point. It's not so much with Jeannie Steinman when they look at each other and they both say, I hate you. Oh, see you later. Well, one little bit of trivia here that I think was interesting. That there was a deleted scene that continued after Jerry leaving Monk's. And I know you didn't get a chance to see this, Vinny, but it's kind of cool. Jerry's walking down the street, in that little side street with Joe's Fruit Stand and, what is it, Almo's Barn Grill. Mm-hmm. He runs into this woman outside of Joe's Fruit Stand, and she introduces herself as Julie. Jerry's like, hey, I'm Jerry. And you realize, they're going to be an item, and Jerry just turns, looks at the camera, and smiles.
Wow, so that could have potentially been the first time he broke the fourth wall.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's cool.
Would have been kind of cool. I'll post a screen grab of him just smiling at the camera on Facebook and whatnot.
One other thing I'd like to comment on. Take notice of the way Jerry handled that breakup. It didn't faze him whatsoever. And remember, it becomes this trope of, Jerry, you break up with a different girl every week.
Right.
We mentioned the Seinfeld pilot, the Chronicles episode, the first ever episode, where Jerry was stewing over Laura from East Lansing. He was so torn up over the signals, the mixed signals. Should he clean his bathroom? Look how far, I guess, or how evolved he's come as a character.
Yeah.
You're
right. No, absolutely. I think it's great to compare the two because, we remarked early on how Jerry was such a nice guy and so considerate of other people's feelings. But here it's like this is the realization, like it's okay for him to be a jerk, you know, because everything is so even Steven. So why care? Why worry?
Yeah.
So we cut over to Jerry's apartment. George arrives, just beaming, wearing that New York Yankees hat.
The New York Yankees?
The New York Yankees!
Ruth, Gehrig, DiMaggio, Mantle, Costanza?
I'm the assistant to the traveling secretary. I'm going on the road trips with him. I'll be on the plane. I'm working in Yankee Stadium. This is a dream. I am busting. Jerry, I'm busting.
I can't believe it.
Yeah.
It's me.
Come on up.
And I'm moving out of my parents' house. I'm taking that apartment on 86th Street. Remember the one we saw?
That's a great place.
I'm back in business, baby.
Absolutely love that he's got it on backwards, the Yankees hat, and then he flips it, the New York Yankees.
There's a great GIF online, too. Have you seen that? Like where he pulls it forward, pulls it back. It's just a loop.
Oh, no, I haven't.
It's really cool.
That's cool.
Mm-hmm. This is, I mean, God, you feel happy for George in this moment, right?
Yes.
Not only, for the character, but knowing we're going to get 3 incredible seasons of George and his antics with Steinbrenner and Mr. Morgan and Julie and Michael and,
and Jake and Allison.
In addition, he's moving out of his parents' house, and we're finally going to get the George apartment set, which will be consistent through the rest of the series.
Cool.
Mm-hmm. So Elaine arrives. She's really upset. She's really upset that she's getting kicked out of her apartment, because of the jewel thief, the Canadian quarters. Yeah. She doesn't know what she's going to do. She has to be out of the apartment by the end of the month.
Oh, you can move with my parents.
Was that the opposite of what you were going to say? Or was that just your natural instinct?
Instinct.
Stick with the opposite. Nice. Nailed it.
Yeah. High five.
Let's wrap it up. Jerry is just such a jerk here. He points out, George, you were down. Elaine was up. Now George is up. Elaine is down. It all evens out for me.
And in some cut footage, Jerry went on to prove his point even further with Elaine by smashing a dish with a hammer and smashing a bowl on the floor. I don't know quite how that would have emphasized his point, but they did it anyway.
He's so off the deep end. He's like, I can do anything, and it'll come back to me. That
would actually
cool.
been fun. Yeah, that would have been fun to see.
Just Jerry destroying all of his crap.
Yeah.
When we transition out of the scene, you do see him go, back to where the cereal boxes and dishes are. So I guess that's where it would have played.
Aha.
Right there. So we're now at Pendant Publishing. Lippman is still really sick, and he has to meet with the people from Matsushima. And just before he leaves Elaine's office, he reminds us that, without this merger, they'd be out on the street. Sounds like Buffalo Bill.
I'm not going to say it.
And wouldn't you know it, he forgets his handkerchief on Elaine's desk. And she tries to tell him, but she's got a mouthful of juji fruit. Love how this handkerchief connects with the opening stand-up.
Yeah, his undoing.
Yeah, perfect. But why doesn't Elaine chase after him?
Well, like she says in an upcoming scene, she doesn't realize that this would be a chain reaction that would ultimately lead to the end of Pendant Publishing and her demise as editor.
Good point.
The scene originally started with Elaine telling Mr. Lippman to drink more fluids to help his cold, and Lippman replied, I can't, then I'm running to the bathroom all day. And Elaine responds, that's the point, you flush it out.
I've been sick for the past 2 days, and I feel the same way. Like, I usually tell my wife when she's sick, you got to drink liquids, drink a lot of water. But when I'm sick, it's like, no water.
Leave me alone.
Oh, I'm sorry. Am I keeping you?
Leave me alone. Leave me alone. I'm sorry.
Well, anyways, Lippman meets with the Matsushima people in his office and panics when he sneezes and doesn't have his handkerchief. He refuses to shake hands with the head of Matsushima because of the germs. And
come on, Lippman-san. Shake his hand.
Yeah, this really pisses off the head of Matsushima.
The chairman of Matsushima is played by Ken Takamoto, who was in Curb Your Enthusiasm. He was Tanaka, the Kamikaze Bingo. He was the grandfather. He's Yoshi's grandfather.
Oh, that's awesome.
We just had Worlds Collide. And he was also in Transformers, Dark of the Moon, as well as the Onion movie. The interpreter is played by Fritz Mashimo. He was in Armageddon, Turbulence, American Yakuza, and Picking Up the Pieces.
Oh, very nice.
What would you have done in Lippman's situation if you had sneezed in your hand and somebody extended their hand?
Well, his name's not Lippman, first of all.
What would you do if you were in Lippmann-san's situation and you sneezed in your hand? And
what would I have done? Well, first of all, I would have just said, "Excuse me, I'll be right back," and left. Or yes, second, if I couldn't leave, I would have put my hand behind my back and I would have wiped it. It's so gross, but like on my jacket or my pants, just something to clean it off. And then
this is actually a Curb instance because remember Ben Stiller blew his nose in his hands, and he went to go shake Larry's hand, and Larry, in a sly way, yeah, see you later. He taps Ben on the shoulder. Ben knew what was going on. And then they argue later on about, I saw snot speckles flying. It was a dry. I got to assume wet.
Next scene, we're at the Costanzas. Jerry and Kramer are helping George move out of his parents' place. I like it. It bookends, when George moved in.
Yeah.
I think Jerry, maybe Kramer was helping.
They both were.
Yeah.
There's more?
Estelle is really sad to see her son go and can't believe it's really happening. I kind of feel the same way because when we started the season, it was just so exciting to see George, move in with the nut jobs.
Yeah. Honestly, I feel like we got shortchanged. We didn't get enough of the Costanzas living together.
Yeah. Frank gives George a little love pat on the forehead. You know what that looks like.
You be nice.
And before he leaves, George puts his arms around his parents, brings them in close, and says how much they mean to him, and he loves them very, very much.
Opposite.
Yeah. Final scene of the episode, we're at Monk's, very appropriate setting. Elaine didn't realize that the Juji fruits would start a chain reaction, as you pointed out, Vinny, that would lead to the downfall of Pendant Publishing, which of course means Kramer's book isn't happening.
Now she's the one with the disheveled appearance. Glasses, hair pulled back, jean jacket.
Still looks great.
Yeah.
There's our old creepy comments coming back. Elaine does come to a shocking conclusion, though.
Do you know what's going on here? Can't you see what's happened? I've become George.
Don't say that.
It's true. I'm George. I'm George.
I feel like this is something we quote to each other. Don't say that.
Yeah, we do.
It's either this or that moment in Billy Madison.
Don't you ever say that.
Yeah. One of the two. And look who's here. George enters with a double-breasted blazer.
Yeah, very 90s.
Mm-hmm. Khakis.
Greetings and salutations.
He orders his usual chicken salad on rye and goes on about his conversation earlier with first baseman Don Mattingly and his new batting stance.
I said, Donnie, go with it till it stops working. Donnie baseball. He's a hell of a guy.
Oh, God. Cocky George. We get a nice button also to get us out of the scene. Kramer and Jerry are looking at the bill. Kramer's like, oh, you gave me too much.
Let's call it even.
Coffee's a drink that seems to encourage a lot of accessories around it. Coffee cake, coffee table book, clutches of people. Say what you want about alcohol, but not only are there not a lot of optional accessories, alcohol actually helps you get rid of things. Family, home, job, driver's license. In fact, at a certain point, the only thing you have to remember to get is more alcohol. And maybe a rag for your squeegee.
Now, I'm thinking of another stand-up when he's saying how we just can't get enough of it. Can I top you off? Can I pour him some more?
Oh, yeah.
Anyway, kind of a dark ending to the episode with the alcohol and maybe a rag for your squeegee. But nevertheless, a fine episode.
Yes, wonderful episode. And little connections, too. Coffee makes me think of, the lawsuit, Kramer and Java World.
It's too hot.
Coffee cake, Drake's.
Cafe lattes.
Yeah, who could forget that? Squeegee, Joe Davola.
Or
good luck on the pilot.
Or you call this coffee? Clean that up.
Right.
So, what do you think?
Well, it goes without saying that I love this episode. I love everything about it. The the thing I love most is finally we get to see George win one. Everything goes his way. He gets the girl, he gets the job, new apartment, he gets to move out of his parents' place, and he leaves his parents wanting more. They're gonna miss him. He's already got a great rapport with Steinbrenner. We see the fall of Elaine, which is actually kind of interesting to see because usually she has her life in order. Well, maybe not for her dating life, but usually she's good with the apartment, friends, her job, but all that, it comes crumbling down. And in the middle, Jerry, everything's even for him. And we touched on it earlier, how they were able to kind of play with the the traits of each character, and kind of like you made a really good point, the Twilight Zone quote of somebody's manipulating them. They're these little puppets in the universe. And for me, that was really interesting to see. We have not seen that yet in these first 5 seasons, and that I loved it. But again, what I loved most was the fact that this character, the biggest loser in all of sitcoms, Biff Loman, George Costanza, finally something went right, and the episode ended. He leaves all this stuff intact.
No, absolutely. It's really satisfying. I'm just glad they don't let George win ever again. Really, I mean, does he ever really come out on top like this?
He gets out of an engagement.
That's true.
Yeah. But I also like that this episode felt really grand in terms of all these guest stars and actors coming back to kind of finish up their roles. And this kind of did feel like a turning point in the series. This is the end of the first half of Seinfeld. We always talk about it going in thirds. We're in the middle third right now. And this is where it's really strong. All the episodes are going to be amazing from here on out. I don't want to go into it too much. Shimon Fallon, Marty Rackman as Jake Jarmel. So a lot of cool. Mr. Littman's back. All these really cool.
Early season characters, really.
Yeah, yeah. So everything about this episode, I have nothing but good things to say.
Yeah, it's really dense. It's a lot of callbacks, a lot of setup for future seasons. I got it.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
No, the whole notion also of doing the opposite of your instinct. Who would think to do that, and then who would actually do it? Mm-hmm. And we get to see Larry David living out his fantasy through George Costanza.
Yeah, you were saying it's a, what a great episode it is, and I am total agreement with you. It's definitely going to crack my top 20, but there's something about this episode. I realize I don't watch it that often. Mm-hmm. I never put on the opposite. I'm never excited to watch it. I'm more about, I want to see George at the Yankees. I want to see Elaine with Mr. Pitt. I don't want to see them lose that stuff or gain it. I just want to see them there, established.
Okay. Ensconced.
Yeah, and in that sense, it really feels like a finale episode. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's a lot of, things are changing for next season. Mm-hmm. And I've realized, when I look back on a lot of TV shows, I never watch the finales.
Yeah, usually they're excited. It's funny, in the moment, they're really exciting. How are they going to leave it, Mm-hmm. But you really like to be in the meat of it.
Right. And I mean, there are some great season finales out there, don't get me wrong, but it's never like the episode that I'm into.
Yeah.
Just because it seems like it's sort of half of a story. Part 2 will continue at the top of next season. And that's kind of how I feel about this episode, just a little bit. Mm-hmm. Hence why I don't think I love it as much as you do, but it's a fine episode. And I don't think there's anything wrong with, putting it in your top 10, or in your case, where's it going to fall in your top 20?
Well, since you put me on the spot, I am going to give this episode 10 complaints. Actually, let me rephrase that. I'm going to give this episode 10 complaints about Elaine and her building out of 10. And this is going to hop into my top 20. It's going to hop in my top 10, my top 5, my top 1.
Yes.
This is my favorite episode of all time of Seinfeld, so this is my number 1. Contest moves to number 2, and the mango is out of there.
Right on.
See you later.
I'm going to give this one 9.5. Kathy Lee casuals covered in Kramer's cold coffee. I don't know. Out of 10.
Okay.
So it's up there, 9, strong 9, 9.5. But the tough thing is figuring out where it goes in my top 20. The movie, you're out of there. Sorry. I don't think I'm going to put this in my top 10.
Let's get off my back.
I'm going to put this as my number 12.
Okay.
So blasphemy, but it's going to fall between the alternate side at number 11 and the Chinese restaurant at number 13.
Good choice. All right, that's going to do it for us on Seincast. Send us an email at seincast@gmail.com. Find us on Facebook, Twitter, Tumblr, and Instagram.
And this is the part, Vinny, where I ask you, what are we discussing next week? Well,
next week we are... What are we discussing? I don't know what we're discussing.
Well, we're going to do our Season 5 recap. We're going to go over some of our favorite characters, favorite episodes, some of our least favorite characters and episodes. Yeah, moments, quotes, what have you. But it's not just our opinion that matters. We want to hear from our listeners as well. So keep watching our Facebook and Twitter page. We're going to post questions every morning for the next couple of days, just wanting to know your favorite episode, your least favorite episode, favorite characters, favorite lines from Season 5, and whatnot. And the good thing is, even if you don't have an account on Facebook or Twitter, you can still check out the websites and see the questions. And if you want, you can just send us an email instead. So there you go. Vinny, I will talk to you next week.
Sure.
All right.
Well, see ya.
Seincast is not endorsed by Castle Rock Entertainment, Sony Pictures, or NBC. It is intended for entertainment and information purposes only. Seinfeld, the Seinfeld logo, and all names, pictures, and audio of Seinfeld characters are registered trademarks and/or copyrights of their respective trademark and copyright holders.
Who are you, George Costanza?
I'm the opposite of every guy you've ever met.